Cities and counties across California are seeing an increase in homelessness. Oakland-based Seneca Scott, founder of an organization aimed to address the homeless crisis, says the situation is complex.
Homelessness started with the economic collapse in '08. It was exacerbated by policy, another economic collapse in 2020, and complete ineffective leadership, failed progressive policy, permissiveness of open-air drug zone, and housing first as a failure.
According to Oakland's biannual point-in-time count, the city has over 5,000 homeless individuals, compared to the 2,700 in 2019. But the increase in the homeless population is leading to another problem. The city is also seeing an increase in fires related to homeless encampments. So according to city data, there's on average 3 fires per day related to homeless encampments. And this is an increase from the 1 per day 2 to 3 years ago. What's causing this increase?
Well, it's a lot of reasons. First is we've had a 3-fold increase in our homeless population. So conventional wisdom would suggest that the fires would increase proportionately, and they have.
Oakland firefighters responded to 61 encampment fires in March and 53 in April this year. Between 2017 and 2020, Oakland Fire responded to nearly 1,000 fires at encampments. Scott says the fires result from 4 main causes.
What I can say from experience is that these fires happen for a variety of reasons. One is people trying to stay warm. And they fall asleep with a candle. Candles are what people use primarily to heat their tents. Candles are also primarily what people use sometimes to heat their drugs.
He says when people fall asleep, the lit candles can lead to a tent accidentally catching fire. Some encampments also become open-air drug zones, and fires have become routine in these areas. Of the 4 main causes, Scott says 2 are intentional.
Arson. People blowing up and destroying cars that have been used for crimes and robberies. Happens all the time. People steal cars, then after they're done with whatever they're doing, they torch the cars.
Video footage has shown cars and RVs burning in encampment areas underneath Interstates 580 and 880. But the last reason is contrary to policy meant to help the homeless.
And the last is people set this stuff on fire on purpose because you hit a check and another chant from Red Cross or another nonprofit.
He says if someone really needs money, they will just burn their tents. Encampment fires are not just happening in Oakland. The city of Los Angeles reported a similar 3-fold increase of encampment fires in 2021. According to a Los Angeles Times report, LAFD responded to homeless-related fires at a rate of 24 per day during the first quarter of 2021. This made up 54% of all fire cases. NTD reached out to the Los Angeles Fire Department for comment. Meanwhile, in other parts of the state, Kern County's fire department reported that 39% of fires in November and December 2021 were attributed to homeless persons. The department estimates about 44% of fires since January 2022 can be attributed to suspected or known homeless people. Just earlier this month, Chico firefighters put out a homeless campfire that spread to vegetation just feet away from a neighborhood. Back in Oakland, Scott took us for a drive around an encampment site that stretches nearly a mile on Wood Street.
It's like a third world.
Worse.
Third world.
Worse. I've been all around the world. They have
Toyota.
I've been in slums in India that were not this bad.
Scott told us newer-looking cars often belong to drug dealers in the area. Burned houses can also be found nestled between other homes. But he said there is a solution. The city council approved and adopted the encampment management policy in 2020.
We just tried to make it work. Here's a list of do's and don'ts, and you cannot have any encampments 50 feet from businesses, schools, residences, or critical infrastructure, and we're going to follow that. The work's already been done, we just need some follow-through.
But the city hasn't followed through with the plan. Scott is one of the candidates running for Oakland mayor and hopes for more accountability in the city. He also hopes officials can follow through with existing planned solutions. Cynthia Kai, NTD News, California.